A new book getting a lot of buzz looks at how the rise of social media has caused an epidemic of social and psychological problems among children and teens.
It's called The Anxious Generation, How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness. It's written by Jonathan Haidt, who's a social psychologist, and he joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
My pleasure. Good morning.
So I think, we all know having kids that those phones are a big part of the problem, but I didn't realize this is a whole thing. I'm thinking back, and you talk about how when we were growing up, it was play-based childhood, and this is a phone-based childhood. And talk about the difference in the impact.
Sure. For millions of years, our ancestors played when they were kids. That's how kids wire up their brains. Anyone who's had a puppy or a kitten knows that they need to play, play, play. And kids did that up until around 2010. Between 2010 and 2015, everything changes. In 2010, kids have flip phones, and they use that to text each other, say, let's meet up. They still talk to each other in school. But by 2015, everyone has a smartphone, front-facing camera. The girls are mostly on Instagram, high-speed internet. And now kids are doing this all day long. They're looking at their phones. So even between classes in our schools, kids are on their phones. There's not as much laughter as there used to be. So my argument is human childhood kind of vanished between 2010 and 2015 as our kids moved into the virtual world for most of their day. The key is that Gen Z, that is kids who were born in 1996 and later, they got this stuff at the beginning of puberty. If you go through puberty on a smartphone, you're not just texting your friends. You are now, the entire internet now has access to you, and you have access to the entire internet. And that means you're not paying much attention to the people who are physically around you. So that is new since 2010. It wasn't like that before 2010.
Mm-hmm. And it's also making kids sicker because they're not getting as much sleep, and they're all of that is all tied together, you forget, into the physical as well.
Absolutely. So, kids need to run around, exercise, get a lot of sunlight, be out in nature. All that stuff goes away when you give them a smartphone. Not for every single kid, but most kids are spending 5 hours a day just on social media, 7 to 9 hours a day on other things on the phone. So yeah, kids need daylight. They need to go outside. And this is actually the final norm that I'm proposing in the book. We have to give kids back the kind of childhood that we parents had and that our parents had, which is you're out having adventures, you're having fun, you're learning skills, you're getting into trouble, you're getting out of trouble with your friends. That's what our kids need to do. Phones are experience blockers. Phones are relationship blockers. I mean, smartphones.
Yeah.
The book is The Anxious Generation, How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness. For more, you can check out anxiousgeneration.com, and you can follow Jonathan on social media. Thank you.